last time I could feel that power in my head. Beat of the drums rushing through my skin.
London marching their way towards the league title and marching their way to a second trophy this season. Oh my! Oh, Johnson with the jab.
Goodness me.
The Sunbury with the throwdown.
We're at the Copper Box Arena in London, where the Lions are hoping to add the championship title to their cup win earlier this season. But can the league's bottom side, the Surrey Scorchers, spoil the party? Welcome to Friday Night Basketball here on Sky Sports. Very good to have you with us. Mike Tuck, Kieran Achara, great to see you both. And this is a party, Mike, we've been expecting for most of the season, because London have been dominant from the get-go, haven't they?
You said it right there, domination. This London Lions team has come in focused, ready to go, and been so consistent throughout this whole season.
Despite all the talent on their roster, and conversely to London, Surrey sit bottom of the table. What's gone wrong there?
Yeah, it was unexpected for me. I think they've got a mixture of injuries and getting some of the recruitment wrong as well. I just think they just haven't been able to gel as a team.
Didn't live up to your billing as surprise team of the season, Kieran Achara.
Exactly, they are a surprise in their wrong
for the wrong reasons. We're going to get into our game in just a minute. London can secure the title tonight with a win and with other results going their way. We'll explain how that breaks down in just a mo, but we thought we have to lead things off tonight with another look back at last Sunday's brilliant game between the Caledonia Gladiators and the Cheshire Phoenix. Historic win for Caledonia, and this David Sloan buzzer beater landing their first silverware in 20 years. First things first, Kieran, have you come back down to earth since that win?
I'm definitely down. I'm looking back at that game. It could have been a lot better.
Do you look grounded? How big were the celebrations, yours in particular, in Glasgow that night?
I was up at 7 a.m. the next day, back to work. There's no rest for the wicked.
The fans unsurprisingly loving it. What a way to win a basketball game. What a way to win it for David Sloan, who has been one of the best players in the BBL this season. Wasn't on his usual form for much of the game, Mike, but came up when it mattered.
Yeah, big-time players step up in big-time situation, and when David Sloan's name was called, he stepped up and hit a big shot. So great shot for the young fella.
You've got to give credit to your old friend Gareth Murray. In his first season as a full-time coach, of course, having been a player coach for the first couple of years, called some really key plays there at the clutch.
He really handled the clock really well at the end, executed to perfection, but the players did the job. But I'm really proud of his development thus far.
Where does this win rank in terms of all-time great BBL games? Because it was absolutely captivating.
Obviously, being impartial, it's number one.
All right, I'm going to put that question to Mike Tuck. I mean, it was one of the great finishes, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you got to put it up there with the Sharks finish, Terrell Myers back in '99. It's one of those moments that will be replayed and replayed for years and years to come.
All right, we'll turn our attention back to tonight then, as we take a look at the league table. And a win for London here will put them on the magic number of 54 points. That's a total that Leicester and Bristol can only match if they win all their remaining games. London have already taken the season series against Leicester. They have one more to play in the series with Bristol, which means it shakes down a little bit like this. If the Riders beat Bristol up in Leicester tonight, then that, coupled with a Lions win here, secures London's title. London beats Surrey, and their old foes Leicester do them a favour. They win the title tonight. But if the Flyers win, then the title could be won on Sunday when London travel to Bristol. Should the Flyers win that and London lose tonight, then we roll to another week. London's next game here at the Copper Box against Leicester, the reigning champs, next Friday. So, London coming into this game short stacked, some key absences tonight. No Sam Decker, no Josh Sharma. And it's fascinating when you look at the symmetry of Coach Schmidt's time management. Decker's had the most minutes for London, 24.8. They've got 10 more players averaging between 19.2 minutes and that number. So really careful roster management. Surrey, in contrast, Mike, 6 players averaging over Decker's amount.
Yeah, I mean, Decker, he's a prize player. He's the big name here for London. So they've got to watch out for him. Load management. This is a team that plays a lot of games. They go far in all the BBL competitions, but then they're also playing in Europe. So load management is huge for this team. We
think it's going to be the league MVP, Sam Decker. He's a talisman in a team that's full of stars. What are they going to be missing tonight?
Just his leadership. He's a great leader. He's a big finisher. He always makes the big play. But at the same time, they played in Paris on Wednesday without him and put on a great showing.
Jordan Taylor played in Paris on Wednesday. He's hugely experienced in Europe, of course, came in mid-season very much for that European campaign. Although, Mike, he picked up an injury in that game, so he was doubtful for tonight, but he will start.
Yeah, and he's been that guy that they added mid-season. He was a breath of fresh air to this team, a team that was kind of lacking that true point guard position, and that's what he's added to this team. So obviously an injury on Wednesday, but he's looking healthy for tonight. We'll probably get a good look at how he's playing pretty early on.
Mia Oni, drafted by the Warriors in the second round of the NBA draft. He had time with the Jazz and the Pelicans as well, so strong NBA pedigree. A 2020 Olympian as well with Nigeria. Hell of a player to bring in for a title and European run, Kieran.
Couldn't ask for more. And again, their defensive identity, Mione, he steps into that role. Great defensive player. He's really starting to step up his offensive game, but he's a dog defensively.
What have you made of his time at the Lions so far, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that's missed a few games here and there with injury, but the games that he has played, you've seen it. And Kieran said it right there. His impact on the defensive end has been huge. His pressure on the guards and able to create turnovers and then fast break opportunities has been massive for this London Lions side.
Tomislav Zubcic, what a game he had against Paris, London's leading scorer, lethal from downtown as well. He hit 5 3-pointers, so a hot hand coming into tonight's game. Guess we expect to see more of the same.
Yeah, and he's a guy that's been very consistent throughout the whole season at 6'10", with the ability to knock down the open shot. He really opens up the floor, and a dangerous guy. He can play inside and out.
A lot of international stars within this London Lions operation, but there is a core British lineup as well, or core British crew within that lineup. Luke Nelson very much front and centre, Team GB player, hugely experienced. What does he bring to this setup?
Again, plays at a great tempo, can get the big guys involved. I love playing with him. On the pick and roll, his passing ability is second to none. So he just brings a level of experience, understands the game, and can distribute the ball at a high rate.
That's the Lions then. Let's take a look at their opponents tonight. Surrey. Good news for them is that Andrew Lawrence, back from injury, starts tonight, Kieran.
So happy to see that. He's been battling injuries this season and previous seasons, so great to see him on the court.
And I mentioned injuries. We talk about this roster, the obvious talent there. They've got a good coach, Dan Clark, legendary player now in the front office. Is it injuries that's been the biggest problem? Because every team has them, but have they been particularly unlucky?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's going through a big transitional year. New coach, new GM, a bunch of new faces on the court. So obviously there's going to be some growing pains here and there, but this is a team that has, in my opinion, underperformed with the talent that they have had, and that is due to injury.
All right, let's look at some of their danger men, starting with Padiet Wang. He is the X factor, and he brings such a balanced game, doesn't he, Kieran?
Yeah, he was my player to watch this season. He is a high flyer. He can attack off the dribble, he can shoot the ball, but I just love the way he attacks the basket with authority.
So you got player to watch, right? That's 1 out of 2. That's not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh McFoley's only played half a dozen games. But, Mike, you've had a good look at him. How's he look?
Yeah, he looks great. I mean, leading the team in scoring over 20 points a game. He's a guy that, you think if they'd added him maybe a little bit early from the beginning of the season, things might be a little bit different for this team. He's a guy where on a team that has lacked leadership and identity, he's been a guy that kind of bring that to the squad.
Ryan Martin, over 100 defensive boards and counting. Kieran, is that an area that Surrey may look to leverage an advantage tonight with no Josh Sharma, no Kostakoupas, obviously, on court for London?
Ryan Martin's an interesting player because, he likes to shoot the ball as well. So I think bringing that height is an advantage, but it's him shooting the ball. When he's shooting consistent, Surrey look like a better team.
So much on the line this evening. Could be a massive game in the history of the London Lions. Mike caught up with their coach Schmidt a little bit earlier on, along with Lloyd Gardner.
Coach, one hand on the championship title. How does it feel?
Feels good. Obviously it's a body of work that started back in August and September, to get to this point. But again, when you're this close to the finish line, those are the toughest games to try to put it away. And obviously tonight, we got to worry about what we are in control of. We know we need some help from Leicester in order for it to be accomplished this evening. But all we can do is just go out and control how we perform tonight.
In a game like this, does complacency play a factor?
You know what? I think sometimes it does. I've been really, really happy with how we've handled our schedule, how we've handled certain games, especially coming off of some tough, Euro Cup games and back-to-backs, 2 games in 3 nights. I think those things, our guys have handled that really well. But again, I think anytime you're this close to winning a championship, I don't think complacency is going to play a factor.
And what are your objectives for the rest of the season?
I think just again, obviously we're really close to winning a league championship, which would be our second trophy of the season, which is a huge goal of ours. And I think too, it's something that we kind of set out to obtain, when we started the season, knowing it was going to be difficult because again, like during the season, as you know, there's a lot of adversity that comes your way. We've had a ton of injuries, we've had guys in and out of the lineup. A lot of travel, a lot of games. So to get to this point, I'm really happy and pleased with what we've done so far. And then now again, we can put a bow on the regular season, whether it's tonight or Sunday or next week, and then kind of turn our focus to the playoffs, for both Euro Cup and BBL.
Coach, it's certainly been a tough season for you and the squad. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, as you said, tough season really. A lot of injuries, a lot of adversity for us. Been pleased with the way we've kind of kept going, been competitive in a lot of games, but unfortunately not a lot of those games have turned into wins.
And a bit of a local derby here tonight. What's the mindset coming into this game?
Yeah, I think it's a free swing for us. Obviously, Lions, top of the league, roll in, chance to win the league, wrap it all up early. So pressure's probably on them more than us. No one expects us to win. So for us, it's just a matter of going out, trying to perform, trying to get into an end game. And then who knows what happens late in the fourth quarter.
And with the season you've had, how difficult has it been to keep the guys focused?
I've been pleased with the group, to be honest. As I said, lots of adversity through us. But we've done a pretty good job of trying to stay positives. Obviously, we've had some blips, a couple of games that stand out that I've been unhappy with. But as a whole, I think we've had a lot of close games. We've just not been able to close it out down the fourth quarter. And who knows, sometimes that's those guys that are injured, sometimes that's just us not doing the things that we're supposed to. So, yeah, we just got to keep building. Hopefully year one of a long project for us and try and get better year on year.
Coach, thanks for your time.
That's great.
So Lloyd Gardner, unsurprisingly looking to the future, but when you're in a situation like Surrey's, how do you keep players motivated?
That's a tough question. I think for me, again, you have to think about the future, you have to think about next season, you think about recruitment, so even if you've got personal pride as well, so you'll be harping on those things, trying to get them ticking to stay motivated and finish the season strong.
Fair to say the atmosphere is hotting up here in the Copper Box. Let's take a look at the team comparisons. Unsurprisingly, London dominating most statistical categories in the BBL. The only team that scored more points than them on average, the Manchester Giants. Surrey, given their position in the table, unsurprisingly ranking pretty low. So, Mike, the obvious question is, how does Surrey aim to keep this close? What needs to break for them to keep this a tight game?
I think they need to put the ball in the basket. I mean, you've got to score against a team like this when they lead the league in scoring and in defense. So they've got to find a way to get all their guys going, put the ball in the basket. But like Coach Gardner said, they got nothing to lose. Go out there, play loose, play together, see what happens.
Well, London looking to reclaim their league title. Surrey, they're looking to rain on the parade. Tip-off is coming next.
Decker with seconds running down. Oh my goodness! This is Wang driving in. Wang off the glass.
Unexpected Lions fan base could see their team crowned champions tonight. Guiding you through, it is the best dressed duo in British basketball commentary, Ant Rowe and Van Rowland.
Thank you very much, Nat. Well, we've come for a London Lions party. Can Surrey spoil it?
Well, if you've got a title to clinch, do it quickly, because you never know what's going to happen in live sport.
Let's take a look at the starting fives for tonight's game. And Zubcic starting at centre in the absence of Sharma, and Herban in the starting lineup as well.
Zubcic will be coming up high off confidence, 24 points for him in Euro Cup play. And Herban, that assassin that usually comes off the bench, is factored in the starting five.
And at the other end of the floor, we've talked a lot about Andrew Lawrence, how important he is, but also Martin going up against his old club.
That GB international duty experience is priceless for the Surrey Scorchers team. And Ryan Martin, he would love to spoil the party being a former player.
Well, the two teams are out, and we're almost ready to go here at the Copper Box Arena as the London Lions are 1 win and 1 loss away from the league title. The win, they can deal with themselves. They need a little bit of help, if only to clinch tonight. To Zubcic. Best down the lane, get right to the basket for an easy layup.
Oh, unique move there from Aaron Best. He usually likes to go to his left hand, but that was wide open in the middle of the floor there. Surrey Scorchers going to have to play a little bit tighter defense, and this is going to be a whitewash for them.
Here's Johnson down low. Zubcic playing the defense and putting him off, and he throws it out of bounds. It was obviously a change that Coach Schmidt had to make in the European game with Zubcic starting at centre, but he's got the size and the length to play that spot.
And I think against a team like Surrey Scorchers as well, it's a good matchup. You know, they don't have a traditional five per se. I think Boban Jokdomny, who will look to feature in this game, he's more of the positional five. But other than that, they've got long, athletic, sort of 4 men.
Only kick to the corner, along the baseline, and the foul. Oh no, it's not a foul, he stepped out of bounds. That back foot touching the line, and that'll give possession back to Surrey. Well, Lawrence under pressure from Taylor. 2 experienced guards going head to head.
Really good pressure there from Taylor. Andrew Lawrence used all that last second he had there to get it over.
Lawrence short on the 3. Taylor comes up with it. Here's Oni. Oni kicking to the corner. Around for 3. Knocks it down.
Well, great extra kick there, and that's the guy that usually hurts you late in the first quarter when he comes off the bench, but now he's started. He's able to inject his accuracy from beyond the perimeter or early in the stages.
Well, a good start here, a good start for London. Up at the morning side as well, Leicester with an early lead. We'll keep you in touch with that game as we go on through this one. There's another foot on the line to give the ball back to the Lions.
It's a bit of a nervy start here from Surrey Scorchers. They're yet to score the basketball. As you can see, they're great call from the referee. The Surrey Scorchers need to settle into this game, because what they don't want them to find themselves in the heavy hole early on, 10, 15 points down, and they're forever chasing against a really good team.
Zubcic down low, going the long way round. The foul is called, and he will shoot 2.
And that's going to be an area of problems for the Surrey Scorchers defense whenever Zubcic gets the ball in and around the rim. As you can see, mismatch down low, and Shaquem Johnson, who plays the 4 or 5, but Tomislav Zubcic just 6'10" long and very skillful in there.
Well, Mike Tucker's joined us in commentary. Mike, this is the sort of start that London would have wanted coming into a game where they can seal the league title.
Yeah, you want to assert your dominance early, get a nice lead, make it an easy game on themselves, and try and put this one away as quickly as possible.
Zubcic makes both from the free throw line. And it's a 7-0 start for the home team. Here's Johnson underneath, and he jams in the first point.
Great look there from Josh Steele, and that's where Johnson's going to get a lot of his baskets today, hovering around that baseline. He's so athletic. Nice dunk finish.
Nice pass. Oh, but he can't finish it there, Taylor. Johnson Cross-court pass. Here's the former Lion. Martin knocking down the three.
That's a really good look there. An excellent pass out of the post. And you can see Ryan Martin just slightly relocating. His defender lost him, and he got punished.
Best. Working the pick and pop with Zubcic. Putting it on the floor, creating some room. Rattles out from the elbow. Good hands from Uran, but Johnson's able to keep possession. Shot clock down to 5. Wang steps back for 3. Back iron comes out to Steele. Steele attacks, gets all the way to the finger roll.
It's a deserving basket there from Josh Steele. He wasn't running back, you know, looking to stop the play. He kept involved. Offensive rebound there, and route one all the way to the rim.
Best trying to fight his way through, and does. Foul is called. Then he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Well, he had an easy layup to start the game. This time he had to work a little bit harder for it. But good use of his free steps there, and was able to remain focused, kept balanced. Good finish.
Well, that is the second foul on Johnson as well. Best is able to convert the three-point play. And for the first time this evening, Teo Ndengbe checking into the game.
And what a re-addition he's been to this team. Of course, been out all injured all season. He had operation pectoral muscle in October. He's been absent for most of that. He's a team captain, he's a leader, and with valuable BBL experience. He's got some big games since his return.
Here's Steele firing up the 3 off the back of the iron. There's a battle for the rebound, and Martin's going to get called for it. Yeah, Teo is the Scorchers' leading scorer all time. Recently went past 4,000 points for the club. He can actually move up the all-time BBL scoring charts tonight. One basket will get him level or past John McCord, depending on the value. 25 would take him up to 16th all-time, level with Jason Seaman.
You know, just from one leading scorer to another, just want to congratulate Teo on that achievement. Congrats, buddy. Welcome to the club.
Ruben penetrates through, absolutely thrown out by Wang. I think he was trying to pass it. Ruben's hurt himself. He's not come back. He's still on the floor down the other end. Lawrence, so it's 5-on-4 here, and Surrey can't make the most of it. Still with the offensive rebound. Herban's finally back on his feet, and Taylor eventually manages to get the foul to stop the game.
In a 4-on-5 situation there, or 5-on-4 rather, you know, you've got to see something happen there. Surrey able to pick up the foul here. Lawrence on the drive.
Well, Urban will hobble out of the game, and for the first time this evening, Luke Nelson checking in. Well, Roy Gardner not happy with something, but they're back underway. Foul called. Well, the signal was 3 to the table, so that must be best. Taylor was looking at the referee slightly confused. He thought it was going against him, but it was his teammate. Here's Martin pushing hard, and the foul called against Oni.
Good play there from Ryan Martin, and you can tell he's into this game. He's got a bit between his teeth. He's crashing the boards. He gets called for an early foul, but I like the aggressive nature of Ryan Martin. Identifies the mismatch against Mia Oni in the post and uses his size and strength. Yeah,
and he's a guy you want to see step up in a game like this, a game where, you know, a lot of things are on the line for the other team, a team that you used to play for. He's out here, you know, a little chip on his shoulder trying to prove himself, so good to see him being aggressive early.
Everyone wants to spoil the party of a former employer.
Yeah. Martin making both from the free throw line. He's got 5 early points. Surrey with a little zone press. Here's Nelson. Kick back out to Best. Deep three. Off the mark. Wang with the rebound. Wang split through the defense. Euroing his way to the basket for 2.
That is beautiful. The ability to swerve in and out the defenders, the balance, the athleticism to finish the play. Wow.
And Scorchers in the lead. Nelson flips it up. Zubcic with the offensive rebound, knocked away. Here's Steele. He's going to be fouled. I don't know if it's Best or it's Taylor, but whichever is going to be on 2 fouls. It's Best's number that's shown to the table. That is his second.
And after, you know, a little bit of a slow start from this Surrey team, they've really started to pick it up here. Get on the front foot, a little bit more aggressive, taking advantage of defensive rebounds, pushing it out on the break, and finding a way to get to the line.
Steele knocks down the first of 2 foul shots. Two of 2, and there's a little battle off the ball. Is there a foul in there, or is there just going to be a bit of chatter? The 2 referees are having a conversation about what, if any, punishment should come out of this. Let's have another look. It's Zubcic and Martin. Martin is going to get called for the foul for pushing Zubcic to the floor. And because they are over the limit, that's going to be 2 free throws for Tomislav Zubcic.
It's disappointing for the Surrey Scorchers just because Ryan Martin's one of these players that I think he's in the focus. He's got 2 fouls, so interesting to see where Coach Lloyd Gardner does with that, if he looks to bring him out of the game, because he's one of the guys at the moment who's bringing that energy, he's bringing that no-fear mentality.
Well, he's taking that no-fear mentality to the bench now, because as you predicted, he will sit down. Jack Domney into the game for the first time, but that's big for the Scorchers. They don't have a great deal of 4-5 sort of post players. The 2 people who probably can play that are sitting, 2 of them are sitting down.
Yeah, and that's something that, you know, as a Scorchers team, but also as a player like Martin, he's got to just be self-aware of that. You know, I can't pick up little cheap fouls early here because my team needs me on the court. You know, this is a big game, and you're going to need me down the stretch. 2 fouls in the first quarter. Not the best look for the Surrey Scorchers so far.
Well, London losing at the moment, but the other game is very much going their way. Leicester with a double-figure lead inside 7 minutes. Here's Odendengbe with the mid-range. That's a little short. Only with the rebound.
Excellent defensive set there for the London Lions. Brilliant baseline help there from Tomislav Zubcic, which challenged the shot.
Nelson off the mark for 3. Jack Domney with the rebound. McFoley off the mark for 3, only with the rebound. That's an ambitious pass to Zubcic, which he's done well to keep in play. Taylor can't make the 3.
Incredible. the ability to just throw the ball as well high in the air, and knowing that your 6'10" forward has got a significant advantage to catch it. Wow.
McFoley cutting to the rim, forced back out. Jack Domney, 5 on the shot clock to work with. Going to the spin move off the glass, nice.
I love it. Textbook move in the post there from Jack Domney. Takes his time, spins back to the right-hand hook, finish.
wholesale changes here. Marvin Ward-Hibbert and Urban back into the game, which is good to see after that early injury. Carey coming in for Steele for Surrey.
Nice to have that luxury to sub 4 or 5 players at a time, isn't it?
Yeah. Here's Nelson for 3.
Wow, Luke Nelson missed his first one, but didn't miss that one, and that was a little bit more difficult off the dribble, but Luke Nelson, as he winds that one up, gets it to drop.
Ties things up at 15 points apiece. Jack Domney shoots off the mark. Ward-Hibbert tips it away from the rim. Nelson is fouled. That won't count. That will be 2 free throws for team fouls.
Great take here by Nelson. Taking advantage. Speed, size, quickness down the middle. Rewarded with a trip to the line.
It's the biggest danger here for the London Lions. They've got to be up for the fight. I think Surrey Scorchers are a team with nothing to lose, and as Coach Gardner said before tip-off, it's a free hit for them. And you know, and this is a team as well. You know, again, new coach, new GM. They're not playing for the rest of this season. They're looking for the future. So I don't know what individuals are going to be part of that roster, but you know, if I was on this team and I wanted a pro contract next year, I'll certainly be wanting to be in the coach's minds.
Nice pass, Jack Dumney inside, and he's bumped from behind, and he will go to the line for 2.
I like that. It's a good play from the guard. Look, Foley, see him drag the 2 defenders out, feed the big man. I know he's bumped, but you want Jack Dumney to do a little bit better there, just a tad bit more composure, because that's an and 1 type of play.
If you're Mick Foley, you're smacking him on the side saying, come on, big fella, finish that one off. So good recognition on the roll, just good ball movement all around for the Surrey Scorchers here. Able to pick it up, not forcing too many shots, letting the shots come to them and the holes in the defense.
From the free throw line, levels things up at 17. Nelson driving his way to the basket. Bumped to the ground. Morgan is Teo Hogendenga.
Good, Luke Nelson just doesn't finish the play, but he's doing the right things. He's attacking the rim. You can see Teo Hogendenga getting bumped out there by one of the young guys. No respect for their elders there. Teo Hogendenga, 35 years old, a seasoned vet. Just gets bodied out of bounds there.
35, he's just a baby.
Well, Teo, in his career, all clubs in the BBL, has 5,357 points. The next one will draw him level with John McCord, one of the all-time greats of British basketball. And he is tied for the 17th highest scorer in British Basketball League history. Here's Urban. Knocking down the 3.
How immaculate was that break of the press, though. The full court press there from Surrey Scorchers. There was a quick zip of the ball. Aggressive push there from London Lions. And look, Uban open 3.
I thought Teo was quickly going to move to 17th on his own there with that 3, but it didn't go. I'm sure he will shortly leave John McCord in his wake. To be fair, John played fewer games. He's a very good scorer. 1:25 left in the opening period here. London winning by a point in a game they need to win to secure the title this evening. As Nelson rims out for 3. Leicester certainly doing the damage in the other game. That is very much going London's way here. Nice step under Jack Domney coming off the bench has certainly started well.
Yeah, he definitely has. And just playing to his strengths. He's, big body down in the paint. Has the ability, good footwork, good finish from him, but even better finish from Ruban on that last play.
3 for 3 from behind the arc for Wojtek Huban. He's got 9.
Oh, you thrust him into the starting lineup, and he's already delivered 9 points personal.
Only getting 3 back.
Oh, baby, we're in a shootout here. McFoley finally coming alive on that three-point shot.
And that's what we've been accustomed to knowing him to do, is score the basketball. High volume, though. Just played 6 games for the Surrey Scorchers. He was a late signing, but he's posted some big numbers in his stint so far in the Scorchers.
Nelson, great pass! And the two-handed throwdown for Jonathan Comergan.
Oh, then look at fun play there, threaded the needle, great pass, and Comergan was going to finish that one.
Steele, last couple of seconds, needs to go up here. Foley gets it off just in time, but it does not go. We're through the first quarter of action here at the Copper Box Arena, and everything going to plan for the London Lions right now. 10 minutes in, they are winning, Leicester are winning. The 2 results going their way. Will that continue? We'll have to find out. Second quarter coming up after this break. Welcome back to London, where the Lions lead the Scorchers by 1 in their quest to secure the league title here tonight. Here's Steele. Knocks down the 3.
Good positive start there to this second quarter from the Surrey Scorchers. Good ball movement. You can see they were trying to get Josh Steele that shot, because when he caught it, he had nothing else on his mind. Let it go quickly and knocked it down.
Nelson is just dishing the ball tonight. That one doesn't quite go. First miss from 3-point range for Huban. Domney. That foul on the floor. I think it's going to be on Nelson on the help.
Well, it's the early fouls picked up by Ryan Martin's been a blessing in disguise, because Jack Domney has came in here and he's been that constant source they could go to. He's using his size and strength, and he's causing havoc on the block so far. 6 points personal for him.
Here they go again to him. Spinning into a double team, has to pass out of it. Carey with the attack. Jack Domney again gets his man in the air and finishes.
That is beautiful. Good patience there to pass out of the post when it wasn't on the first time around. He got the ball back again and converts. Nice left hand finish.
He's coming down the lane again, and he lays it in.
Komagov this time, using his size. Again, Luke Nelson just pulling the strings on offense.
5 points and 4 assists for Luke Nelson already. Thrown away. Cholowadi has it.
Good double team there from the Lions to create that turnover.
Nelson steps into the three. Not quite. Lord Hibbert trying to keep it alive, but Surrey have the ball. Oh, they've lost it, and that's a dangerous thing to do. McCollum doesn't make them pay this time. Good work from Cholowadi. He was outsized, but he was able to pull in the rebound.
Yeah, excellent work from Mo Cholowadi then. Battling down low with the bigger, stronger Jack Domney, and it's Mo Cholowadi who comes up victor.
Substitutions both ways. Carey and Ndengme sitting down. Nelson and Comagan also. Back to Zubcic for three. Off the mark. Great work. He threw the pass, but he didn't give up on the play. Went all the way in to tip it home.
Yeah, great job there from Ruban, not giving up on the play. Obviously a missed shot from the big fella. And Ruban able to finish it off. Easy too.
Forward Hibbert with the ball, kicks it out. Oh, it's almost stolen away. Martin spinning, stumbling, and not coming up with anything.
Surrey Scorchers here dumping it inside anytime, any opportunity they have. But my only problem with that is just not becoming a one-trick pony this game. You know, you throw it inside every time, you don't become an easy team to guard.
Knocked away and out of bounds. We are tied at 29 points apiece here. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Surrey called a timeout. Well, earlier, Mike Tuck caught up with Luke Nelson, who's trying to emulate his dad by winning a league title tonight.
Luke, your dad won a BBL championship with Worthing exactly 30 years ago to the day. How would it feel to emulate him today?
You know, I didn't know it was exactly 30 years today, but yeah, obviously it's kind of cool. You know, 2 generations of Nelsons. Obviously, winning anything at any level is always exciting, and to add that on top of it is you know, it's kind of cool.
What's the experience been like playing for this team?
It's been a good one. I think, you know, we're really trying to do something here with the Lions. You know, trying to, you know, push British basketball. You know, to make, you know, other teams got to catch up with us, type of thing. Obviously, playing the Euro Cup has been a big challenge for myself and this club, making sure that we're ready to perform for those games, but also respecting our BBL schedule as well. So it's been good.
Is this season just the start of what the Lions can achieve?
I believe so. You know, obviously, it's no one can predict the future. You know, all we can really do is make sure we do what we do on a day-to-day basis, and hopefully that leads to, you know, success in the future.
And as the BBL as a whole, do you see it going from strength to strength?
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in this league, which I was surprised, you know, when I came back to play. Every team's got guys who can really perform, and like I think if this league is going in the direction I think it is, you know, it should be a positive experience.
Luke, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, there's Steve, winner of 8 BBL titles, including the league championship on the 31st of March 1993. 30 years later, his son trying to do exactly the same thing on exactly the same day.
How cool is that, huh?
Very cool.
I love stuff like that.
His best for 3 off the mark. His steal, spinning, leaves it short. Everything but the finish.
The hard part, he got into that danger zone and was able to create space, but shot way too short.
I think he was a bit surprised how open he was.
Into Oni, and it's going to be a foul there on Steele.
Foul. It's not doing anything not foul. You don't want to see anything like that. Keep your hands out the cookie jar. Stay in the game.
Throws it straight to his coach. Ryan Smith was open in the corner there. He could have shot that.
Oh, Ryan Smith caught a candle with one hand as well. I thought that was a composure there from the coach, but he's a bit upset now. He's calling a timeout, and he's not impressed, I think, with the lack of discipline there and a little bit careless there with the basketball.
Timeout called. Well, Mike Tuck earlier caught up with Teo, who, of course, has just become the 17th leading scorer all-time in British basketball.
Teo, you've just passed the 4,000-point mark, a club record. How does that feel?
It feels great. I mean, I've been in the BBL for a long time, so it feels good to have some accomplishments under my belt. Still here, still playing pretty well, so I'm happy and I'm excited.
What's the team focus for the rest of the season and beyond?
Definitely to finish out strong with Coach Lloyd. He's trying to instill a different kind of mindset into the team, and that's something we need to carry on season after season after season. So definitely to finish strong. I think we're building on that and being competitive and just ending on a high note.
And an ex-Glasgow player yourself, how good was it to see them win in such style in the trophy final?
I was so happy for them, man. So happy for the guys that are still on the team, the organisation. It had been building to that point, so I'm really happy for them and much more success to them.
Teo, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well, there's only 10 players in league history who have ever scored 4,000 points for one club, so I'm assuming they're just lining up the spot somewhere in Surrey Sports Park for his statue to be built.
Oh, he certainly deserves it. It's been quite a service he's provided to Surrey Scorchers and the league as well. I remember playing against him, oh goodness me, over a decade ago, and he's a guy that's evolved his game as well. He was not a shooter.
He wasn't in corner threes back then.
He was not. He was a high athletic player, and he's since grown, not just his ability to shoot the ball, but it's also his basketball IQ. He's a smart player, and the younger guys now learn from him. It's been an impressive evolution from Teo Ogundembe.
Well, he's still trying to get back to 100% after that injury, which kept him out for most of the season. But as you said earlier, Ant, he's had some pretty good performances since his return from injury. Here's Oni. Back out to Uban. He's going to take the elbow jumper, that's short. And Jack Donnelly comes down with it. Best comes away with it. Oni, transition three, does not drop. London just 4 of 13 from behind the arc so far. Johnson cross court to Martin. Running along the baseline. Shot clock getting low. Lawrence driving in and finishing.
Great move from Andrew Lawrence. This tough position he's in his way. Caught the ball with about 4.5 seconds left on the shot clock, and he bullies his way through. And it was excellent defense there from the Lions for the most part. Good rotations, contested the shots, but it wasn't enough. Surrey Scorchers got it to go.
Nice pass, only cutting to the basket. Martin is going to get called for his third personal foul.
And that's going to be a frustrating one for Martin. We talked about this early in the game. You know, picking up those first 2 fouls in the first quarter will eventually come back to bite you. Now you've got 3, and we're not even at the halfway point of the mark of the game.
Well, he might not come back in until the second half now as he sits down, replaced by Teo Ogundembe.
Oh, he's been a little unlucky as well. Even the last one there, he's reached in, and is it a foul, isn't it a foul? But the way he's reached in, it makes it so much more easy to call.
Yeah, and as a player, you got to be conscious of that. You know, you can't be reaching or scrapping or doing those little things that you could be more aggressively on the defensive end. You have to be hands straight up, making sure you meet them, making sure your feet are set, because you don't want to give the refs any excuse.
Interesting. We see Oni and Paddy Wang matching up as well. Of course, two African nations. I'm sure they're going to go against each other. Nigerian international in here, Oni, and South Sudan international in Paddy Wang.
The king of South Sudan.
That's going to be a blocking foul on Walter Urban.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good call. Collision there. Referee had good line sight of that one.
I'm thinking number 77 might not agree with you there, Ant.
Really?
You look to be arguing that call.
They always do, Dan. They
Yeah,
always do.
true. Lawrence back to Wang. Kicks it out to Lawrence. Lawrence mid-range jumper is off the mark, but there's Johnson doing what he does best.
Good energy, and London Lions again equal to the shots. They're contesting the shots, but it's the athleticism there of Johnson that prevails. Nice finish.
Best, great head fake out to Subcic. Ball pinging round the three-point line. There's a foul on the rebound. It's going to be on Josh Steele for knocking Best to the ground. That's going to be his second.
It's an unfortunate foul there. Well, it was a foul, but it was an unfortunate one just because Surrey did a good job there in getting the stop, and they secured the rebound.
Like we talked about before, the first one that Josh picked up, you know, those are the ones that could come back to bite you towards the end of the game. Especially in a game when Surrey Scorchers got the lead right now, looking pretty good, solid first half. You know this London Lions team, they can persevere. They've got personnel to stay alive down the stretch.
Well, they're shooting uncharacteristically poorly here, London. Slapped away by Taylor. It's going to be a foul on him, his second.
No, you're right, Dan, with regards to the London Lions offense. And they took good shots as well, which I think Coach Ryan Smith will be happy with. The shot selection's been relatively good for the most part, but they haven't been knocking down shots. And I think that's the worry, I guess, if you're Coach Smith, because you've got an energised here opposition in Surrey Scorchers, and if you're not hitting shots, that's where you can get yourself in a dogfight in the fourth quarter, and that's when the advantage of the home team can sometimes decimate, just because the confidence in Surrey, the no fear mentality. It's a dangerous animal.
Well, two results need to go London's way. In Leicester, the Riders lead 48-29. Wow. Still 3.5 minutes to go to halftime. But London are not winning this game. Backing down, he's got a lot of height to use there. Some good footwork as well.
It's a really good move, and again, an absolute nightmare to guard because that hook shot is high above the defender.
Wow! Tosses it up off the glass, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Wow. The circuit shot drops for Paddy Wang here. And look at this move. Over two defenders, and it drops. How impressive has this young man been in his first season in the BBL?
The degree of difficulty as well, and that's not the first, type of shot we see of him doing that. There's a couple sound bites I heard before the game of Dan Rutledge yelling because he's impressed with the athletic play that Paddy Wang's put on, but that's a really difficult finish.
He nearly gets his own rebound here. He'll keep it alive. Great hustle. And lobs up the alley-oop, but a little too high for Johnson to get hold of.
Wow. That went down.
Well, Andrew Lawrence had his hand up to say, I committed a foul there before the referee had even blown it.
You're right.
Great energy, though, from this Surrey Scorchers team. Chasing down rebounds, keeping the ball alive, moving the ball. Good energy from this team so far.
I'm guessing this is a Surrey Scorchers team that wouldn't mind it over 30 games, because that's what's essentially happened to them, isn't it? They've ran out of games. They've played some good basketball in the last several weeks, and they're probably the most in favour of playing a longer season, just because they know that they're outside the playoff spots, and that's only a dream for the future for them at this moment in time.
Well, they need a few more because they've already been eliminated, so they would need the season to be a few games longer to get them back in with a chance of making the top 8.
30 more games would be
30 more would be enough, yeah.
They could probably get 30 more games next season, maybe. Stick around, guys.
Here's Wang to the basket, gets his own rebound and tips it in.
More energy from Paddy Wang here. Just aggressive, on the front foot, fearless. I'm also impressed with how composed he looks out there. He looks like this isn't his first year. He looks like he's done it before.
Reverse lane does not drop for Cholowari. Here's Carey in the corner. Back to Lawrence. Round to Teo. Knocks it off. Wang to the hole again. He gets another and one.
Oh, he's staying aggressive, isn't he? He's finding those gaps, and he's attacking this London Lions defense. A reach down there from Buban, and then even more contact there as he takes it to the rim.
He becomes the 4th London player on 2 fouls. Surrey have a couple as well, and Martin on 3. Wang up to 8 personal. He's got 6 rebounds as well. Well, Coach Schmidt finding his team in a 6-point hole here with 2:26 to go to halftime, and calling for time as he looks to do something about this deficit. 7-point hole even.
Well, they're going to have to figure it out, Dan, because if it keeps going on like this, they're not shooting the ball particularly. Well, not shooting the ball well at all. 4 for 14 for the 3-point line, 28%, but they also, not sure why they won't missing a layup there. They've had some chippies inside that they haven't got going. And this is where you miss a Sam Decker, Costa Kufo. Those are the guys that you can throw the ball in to make something happen when your team's going for a little bit of a lull period. But those guys aren't here tonight, so the London Lions have to figure out a way to remedy this subpar offensive performance.
Well, that is the thing. I mean, they're shooting 34% from the floor, 4 of 14 from behind the arc. And they've met a Surrey team who've been able to keep the scoreboard ticking. They've been attacking the basket well. They've been getting to the rim, and they've been drawing fouls as well.
Yeah, the Surrey team looks like a team that is playing with nothing to lose, and that's what we talked about before the game. Is how is the Surrey team going to stay in this game or win this game? Just go out there, play loose. All the expectation, all the pressure is on the London Lions tonight to seal that title. No pressure is on you. Go out, play loose, and that's what they're doing. They look like a team that is playing with nothing to lose, playing together, moving that ball, sharing it. Good effort from them.
The shot clock wasn't on for some reason there. So the referee stopping the game to get that sorted.
Once again, couple box all together. Let me hear you all.
Going to need it to get back to 22. They've just taken a minute off the time, I think, there. Put it back on now. Still trying to get that shot clock to appear.
I mean, what I will say as well, just from observation, the atmosphere in this place today feels like it's, I don't know, a little bit more positive than normal. I think there's a potential league championship presentation on the way. You can just feel the positive buzz around the Copper Box Arena today.
Well, that's the thing, is you want to do it at home in front of your own fans. Okay, you can't guarantee that that Bristol won't win up in Leicester, although that's going the right way for now. But you'd much rather do it here than on the road on Sunday.
100%. Like, but for me, when we won our first league title was 2012-13 season. We got to do it in the Leicester Riders Stadium arena back then. A dunk there from Zucic straight down the middle. Very little defense there from Surrey Scorchers. And what I remember about that day is the fans all came on the court. Look, it wasn't the Morningside Arena like now, so it wasn't as big. Of course, Dan, you were there, but it was fantastic that that the fans got to enjoy that with us as well. And we stayed on the court afterwards for what felt like hours.
Well, I think you are the first person ever to describe John Stamford as a stadium.
I'd like to just not even talk about it. I have nightmares.
Oh, that nearly went in.
I can remember it was my second or third game in the league, and Mike Cook shot a half-court shot, and it hit one of the rafters at the top and trickled down. Dust trickled down.
Well, this shot here would not have gone in John Stamford. It would have hit the roof.
Yeah, it would have trickled down for sure.
Yeah, the trickle-down effect.
Well, it wasn't pretty to look at, but it was
atmospheric.
Fortress. Yes, it was. It was awesome. Now modern-day basketball.
Says the two Leicester guys, reminiscent.
It's because the roof was so low, the noise bounced off the roof.
Yeah, it was home court advantage in there. The roof was the sixth man.
The roof was the sixth man, and the floor was the seventh man with it slightly uneven.
What a time, guys. What a time. Now we're in this modern-day basketball.
Come a long
beautiful arenas.
Come a long way, baby.
London will be hoping to celebrate on the court at the end, but they need to find a way. Oh, he's done it again! Wow!
Incredible. Highlight after highlight. This time he uses the pump fake, takes the contact, and high off the glass. And that's against a really good defender, remember, Mia Oni. All defensive player of the year in the Ivy League. And goes against his African nation's rival. Paddy Wang wins that battle.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how impressed I am with this young kid. He just looks like he's already been there and done it before. Very level-headed.
Tipped in, forced home by Common.
It's a good play there, and it's needed. London Lions have to keep putting those points on the board because Surrey are growing and covers just 12 points in the quarter for London Lions.
Steele for three, knocks it down!
Wow, it's a big one. Josh Steele, another one of those players, he looks focused in this game.
Nelson, he certainly looked focused as well at the other end of the floor. But London not shooting the ball very well and finding themselves in an 8-point hole here.
Oh, look like quick hands, but Nelson again doing the right thing. You want your guards to stay aggressive, and this is the shot before with Josh Steele stepping into that one. He has 10 points personal now as well.
Steve watching on. Steve, of course, famously hit a couple of free throws in a playoff final. Not quite as much pressure on Luke at the line this time around, but he makes them both.
Well, I'm sure he's happy with his son's performance so far in this first half. He's been an excellent contributor. 8 points, 5 assists for him.
Good hands from Comigan. There's an offensive foul off the ball. Well, the interesting question is it offensive foul if Comigan has stolen the ball? You can see it's Ward Hibbert and Jack Donnelly battling for position, but at the point the foul scored, I think Comigan's got the ball, in which case it's a defensive foul and it's 2 shots, but it's a bang-bang play. I understand why the referee's done that. Dean Wallace checking into the game for the first time. Teammate of yours, Dean? You played with him?
He was, yeah. So he was at the Riders and Loughborough University 2013 season, I believe.
Nelson halfway down. Homigan again, just being active, being in the right place at the right time there to help his team out.
Really like Jonathan Homigan's energy. He's been given opportunities. He's even been thrust into the starting five. And what he's doing is giving his team some energy here, and that's what you need to do, especially when you're the home team. You just need to keep chipping away and staying with the game. You know, when it comes down to the fourth quarter, this London Lions team can really put the pressure on both ends of the floor.
From the free throw line, and 30 seconds to go in the game, in the first half even, and Coach Gardner's going to use his last timeout. No point in leaving them and try and draw up a play to get his team another score, because here's the thing, they played really well in the first quarter, but if London get a stop and a three at the other end, it's a 1 point game you're going into. They could really do with it being 6, 7, 8 to show for the effort that they've had in this first half.
And that's been the Achilles of the Surrey Scorchers sometimes, is those details. You know, they can play a really good quarter of basketball and then let themselves down the last 30 seconds of a quarter. And those little minute details, and you know, there's no coincidence why this team have lost a lot of close games as well. You've got to pay attention, you've got to be meticulous. So I think this time out here, this Coach Gardner now wants to make sure his message is delivered and his team are able to execute here and give themselves a lead going into this halftime break.
Well, it will entirely be about drawing up a good play to create a good offensive look for them. London coming out looking like they might be pushing up court here. It's interesting, Sam Decker, who isn't playing, but is dressed to play. He went through a very light workout. He obviously rolled his ankle against Telecom last week in the Eurocup on the last play of the game. But he's been very talkative to his team, still showing that leadership even when he's not out on court.
Well, there's been so many positive reports about Sam Decker. Look, we all know of his talent on court, but I think when you match the off court as well, it's such an asset for any team. And as you say, Dan, we often see him traveling as well with...
Oh, stolen away by Shalawadi. Running it back toward him, and he's fouled, but it doesn't quite go.
Wow, and there it is. There's the pressure from London Lions. Surrey Scorchers were a little bit rattled there. And this is what we were talking about. Maintaining the lead. You work so hard. And look, Mo Shalawadi, Luke Nelson, good double team there at the mid-court. And it's Josh Ward-Hibbett attacking the rim. Fortunate that wasn't a and one play.
And that was the third foul on Steele as well. So he will be replaced for the last 19 seconds by Teo Ogundengbe. It'll be interesting to see after these free throws whether London go for that press again to try and force another turnover and maybe even level the game at halftime. I still think whatever the score, Coach Schmidt is going to be reading the riot act really at halftime, just to get the juices flowing, get them going to play what's normal London Lions basketball. Well, he needs to get it over halfway line. He's gone backwards. He's almost turned it over again. They finally get it to the front court. Took them a long time to get there. Foley's eyeing up a three. Takes it and back iron. And that will do it for the first half here at the Copper Box. Well, Ryan Schmidt and his team have come hoping for a title party, but it is on hold a little bit. They trail by 2 at the half, but that last minute or so by London showed what they can do and how they can really get back on top in this game.
Regardless of competition, whether it's Eurocup or whether it's British Basketball League, when this London Lions team commits to the defense on the end of the floor, they are a formidable force. They create offense for them.
Well, both teams getting to the free throw line a lot in that first half, but London will look at the shooting numbers and go 44 and 26, not good enough at home. They need to go up.
Yes, it is. And some of those were good looks as well. So, but what Surrey Scorchers have done a good job of is making them feel uncomfortable, not letting them get those easy transition points or easy baskets around the easy points around the basket. Excuse me.
Well, the Scorchers lead by 2. Let's get some reaction. Andrew Lawrence is with Mike Tuck.
Andrew, great to see you here, buddy. You're a guy we haven't seen a lot of this season. So first off, just want to say great to see you back contributing.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
An impressive high-scoring affair from your Surrey side. Are you happy with the start to the game?
I think we need to clamp down a bit more on defense. We're happy with how we're playing on offense. We're moving the ball, sharing the ball really well. And a lot of people are being super aggressive, which is great for us. Defensively, we really need to lock in because 43 points is too much at the half.
Yeah, and you're looking like a team that's playing a lot more loose. You're playing like you got nothing to lose. Was that something that Coach Gardner went over in the locker room before the game?
Well, I think anytime you play the league leaders, you're going to play loose and free. We're coming out here swinging, and we believe we're in a fight. So that's what we're going to do in the second half.
You talked about defensively locking up. But what other areas do you think you can improve on in the second half?
Well, I think we can still make shots and keep continuing to get to the free throw line. I think that's been key for us, is slowing the pace of the game and putting points on the board. So those two things, that and defense, are really important for us.
And in a season like this, very frustrating for yourselves, a win today to kind of stump the league leaders, would that be like the icing on the cake?
Well, yeah, there's a few games left, so we're focused on every other last game. This is the next one, so that's we're focused on winning this one.
Andrew, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, echo the words of Mike Tuck. Great to see Andrew Lawrence back on the floor, and what a half the Surrey Scorchers have had here to spoil the party, and they have the lead at the half. Well, how about this for a scoreline? At the half, Surrey lead the London Lions, and a number of their key protagonists coming out to play, in particular, Padiet Wang, who's had an excellent first half. London of course, are right in this, but a 2-point lead for Surrey at the half. The Scorchers have come to play.
They definitely have. You know, like we said, they had nothing to lose, so they've just came out the gates, shooting the ball really well, shooting with confidence and taking the lead.
Offensively, and we heard at the half Andrew Lawrence talking about the defence that Surrey need to keep maintaining in the second half, and he wants to see Surrey step that up. But offensively, London have not been on pace. How much are they missing Sam Decker right now?
I don't think they're missing Sam Decker. I think they just got complacent. You know, they've had a tough week of basketball. I think Coach Schmidt is going to remind them what is their MO? MO is defence. Let's get back to business.
People watching will say, how can a team who can take the title here tonight be this close with a team that has won just 3 games all season long? Break down why Surrey have had such a successful first half.
So I think, again, they've been aggressive. You know, they've focused on defence. They got to quite a poor start, you know, giving up middle drives, but they've really stepped up their defence. They're shooting with confidence and getting back into the defensive end. So I think the focus right now is when they're shooting the ball well, they've been composed offensively, and that's been all the difference.
We'll see some of that composure in a minute, but we're going to lead off with Luke Nelson, the brightest spark for the London Lions in the first half. He came into this game, Kieran, averaging 4.3 assists per game. He's picked up 5 more dishes in this half to get us some buckets as well.
Yeah, I just love his game. You know, he got off to a good start, made a big shot, but just look at the way he distributes the ball. It's right on the money every single time. You know, that's a great pass, Fotheringham cutting to the basket, so composed. Like, look at this one. Finds the space, sucks the defence in, and another great finish.
Just brilliant vision from him, isn't it? Great to see him in action. Vojta Ruban, the Lions' hot hand tonight, picking up where Zubcic left off against Paris in Europe. He is looking very hot from downtown, isn't he?
He has such a quick release. You know, a lot of people take for granted his movement. Like, he gets into the right spot, that when he gets the ball, he's ready to deliver every single time. So, you know, feet set, coming off the screen, bang, knocked down. Just a great rhythm. And then again, chasing the ball, getting offensive tip-ins as well. What a player.
Surrey have got to find an answer for that in the second half, you would think. And now on the Scorchers side, Boban Jack Domney, well, he's really been using his physicality and his size to cause trouble.
And you see Josh Sharma out tonight, you know, not got the same shot-blocking presence, but Boban has been very laid back, relaxed in the post, getting to his spot and taking advantage of that. It's great to see, you know, another player has been riddled with injury this season, but finding some consistency underneath the basket, and he's keeping them in the game at this moment in time.
He's had a big half. Padiat Wang as well, who we saw in the highlights in the first half, very much living up to your billing. He's been brilliant.
You know, like I said, as Josh Bett says, the king of South Sudan, attacking downhill, being a real menace for the London Lions defence.
All right then, now remember, the Lions can win the title tonight, but they need to beat Surrey and hope that Leicester beat Bristol. That game in Leicester is at the half as well, and at the moment, the Riders have a 56-39 lead. That was Zach Jackson going in for the final score of the game, of the half, I should say, and it was an ad-one. He converted that, so a 3-point score to wrap up the first half. Leicester in control at the moment, which means, whether they like it or not, they're doing their biggest foes a favour, because if that score stays the same and London could turn it around here in the second half against Surrey, then London will be crowned champions tonight. Elsewhere in the BBL, Manchester in complete control against Plymouth. That one is well into the second half. That is good news for the Newcastle Eagles, who are battling the Plymouth City Patriots for that final playoff berth. They're tied 64 apiece against Cheshire. All right then, that Newcastle-Cheshire game, one of a retro series being played over the next month. And so to join in the fun, we're taking a few trips down memory lane ourselves. Let's go back to the 1999 season and a classic in front of a massive crowd at the MEN in Manchester.
Well, we've still got 3.5 seconds. We're still tied at 85. The best 2 teams in the league are going to decide it right here. The Giants, who have not led since the first quarter, are hanging on in with one defense. They're looking for Myers. Myers fakes it. Now Myers to win the league. Yes! Terrell Myers has won the league. The Phoenix shot and the Sheffield Sharks have gone crazy. Terrell Myers has won the league
championship in British basketball, hitting the same shot against Kevin Cagle's London Towers. Again, he wanted the ball. He had the heart. They executed the play. He made the shot. Terrell Myers, certainly my vote now for British basketball's 1999 Player of the Year.
Terrell Myers, what a huge shot, but he did the smart thing. He sold the fake, went round the defender, and hit the open jumper.
Dan Routledge called that one 25 years ago, and Kieran Achara was telling me that that was Mike Tuck's first game for the Sheffield Sharks.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on now.
No, I mean, it was an amazing game, an amazing occasion. I can't believe it was 25 years ago now, but every year on that date in April, somebody tags me into that on social media, and I see it again every year. Just an amazing play.
Here we are off the back of that David Sloan buzzer beater on Sunday. That beautiful symmetry, I guess, is not lost on you.
No, not at all. In fact, funnily enough, on social media, everybody was going, oh, that was like the Myers shot from 25 years ago. And it's the drama and the excitement of hitting a shot to win a title with no time left. It's an incredible way to win.
Matt, and I think we'll agree that Dan Routledge's voice hasn't aged one bit.
Not a second. Absolutely correct. It was a big night for Chris Finch, of course, now in the NBA with the Timberwolves. A landmark win for him. And it is a landmark day for Dan Routledge as well, because we should point out that this represents the 30th anniversary of the first game that Dan has broadcast. What an incredible achievement. Have you worked out how many points you've commentated on over the years?
Too many. I know roughly how many games. It's probably somewhere about 550, 600 BBL games over the 30 years. It's incredible. But yeah, with Steve Nelson and the Worthing Bears winning the league 30 years ago was my first ever go at it.
I can see Tuck doing the maths in his head there. It might be a while. Well, you've covered a lot of BBL greats during your time, and I think the guys and everyone watching at home would agree that you are right alongside them. A genuine British basketball legend. Congratulations on a remarkable achievement, Dan. Here's the 30 more years. Right, we've got a second half for you, and then some. Surrey looking to spoil the party here in London. Can they keep it up? Let's find out next.
Welcome back to the Copper Box in London. Ryan Schmidt looking to lead the London Lions to the league title. They need a win here. They trail by 2 at the half. Can they turn it around? Well, they will start with the possession, and it will be interesting to see their attitude almost, and particularly the defensive end as they come out. But they might get an easy score underneath. No, Urban can't convert. Ogun Dengby had his arm grabbed by Urban, and it'll be called a foul.
Yeah, good defense there from Teo Ogun Dengby. There's that experience and strength there. Good timing with the block, and then the ability there to use his body to block out. A little bit of a weird afters there between the two players, which I can't articulate or explain, but either way, it's a stop there for the Surrey Scorchers.
That was vet move versus vet move there.
Nice pass inside. Johnson can't make the layup, but the foul is going to be called on Best, and like Urban, that's going to be his third.
And that's another one where he's going to be frustrated he didn't finish that one off. Great job on the roll here. Great pass from Lawrence. Not able to finish. A game like this could come down to margins like that where those little buckets count.
Well, both teams got to the free throw line a lot in the first half, and both shot the ball pretty well, although that one is short by Johnson, the 4th missed free throw of the game for Surrey. They had been 11 for 14 in the first half. The second one is good. Taylor get to the rim, and he is fouled and will shoot 2 as well.
Good job from Taylor there. Going downhill. The weak side defense all had their heads turned, too concentrated on their own man. Saw the lane and took it.
Good sign as well for Lions to see Jordan Taylor playing. Picked up an injury in the Euro Cup fixture Tuesday evening against Paris basketball. And they've had their own injury woes as well this year, and Coach Ryan Smith's had to juggle and adapt and stay true to the plan, which hasn't been easy, but I think it's just because the roster is so much more plentiful than many in the league. But it doesn't mean that this has been a team that's escaped the injury bug, but because they have had their fair share of casualties in that regard.
Defensive cry from the home fans as they look to deny Surrey and give themselves a chance to regain the lead. Here's Carey for 3, short on that one. Best is diving on the floor to come up with the loose ball.
He's done really well.
Taylor hard to the hole. Once a foul, doesn't get one.
He just seems to lose control, didn't he, when he attacked the rim? I don't know if he was bumped or something that happened to put him off, but yeah, just seemed to lose control.
Here's Lawrence, 5 on the shot clock. Wang putting it on the floor, kicked out to the corner. Teo Ogun Dengby knocks it down, and he goes past John McCord and has 17th outright.
And it had to be the trusted corner 3 ball to take him over. That's his trademark.
We've seen that one a few times before. Congratulations, Teo.
Urban over to Zubcic, hard to the hole. Can't convert. Oh, it's dropped out of bounds.
Unfortunate risk you see there, but what you like to see though, bodies on the floor, players diving, try and secure a rebound. Good take here from Zubcic initially, but again, good resistance from Teo. But it's Surrey Scorchers first to react, and I think Paddy Wang looks up, he's looking to outlet the ball before he's even caught it.
Well, there was a foul call, but I don't think the ball was in the hands of the London player, so there cannot be a regular foul before he's got the ball. Well, I'm slightly confused. Surrey came over to argue that exact point, and if the player hasn't got the ball, you cannot call a foul in you can call like a disqualification foul or a technical or something like that. You can't call a regular foul. He must have had the ball. I wasn't looking at it to see, but he has to have had the ball. Urban doesn't convert. His body's on the floor, and I think it's going to be on Ogundenbi.
Well, Uban's the one guy that's shot a healthy percentage, 3 for 6 from the three-point line for him as he misses that one. So London Lions going to have to figure out and find some other individuals that can increase the overall three-point percentage.
Nice pass, and only jabbed it in.
Beautifully executed play there by the London Lions. Caught the Surrey Scorchers falling asleep. Very easy bucket from Oni down the middle.
Still they trail the Lions. Oh, that one's out of the reach of Johnson, so London will get it back with a chance to tie.
Surrey have had a couple of unforced errors, but for the most part they've done a good job of looking after the basketball. I mean, they've got 8 turnovers now, but 9, excuse me, but it's some of those unforced ones that they don't want to come back to haunt them.
Taylor spinning into the key. Zubcic with the rebound. Ties again at 49.
Tomislav Zubcic acting as that pillar to fill the vacancy of Costa Koufos and Josh Sharma.
There's a lot going on off the ball here today, isn't it? It's hard to keep your eyes on everything. Best has been called for what will be his 4th personal foul.
I'm sure the Surrey Scorchers will be happy to see Best return to the bench.
Oh, that is a blow, but Chalawadi's come in for him. Dengby throwing it high, too high for Gary to get up and catch.
Yeah, that was ambitious. Oh, Kerry tried to get it initially and then thought, yeah, that's not going to happen, so he pulled out. But again, that's another turnover, and now they're starting to rack up. That's 10 for Surrey Scorchers.
Offensive foul called against Mieoni.
That was probably a good foul, because if the offensive foul's not called there, Surrey Scorchers are on the break.
Well, up in Leicester, the leaders ballooned to 26. Kerry's in an awkward spot there, and he spins away. And Chalawadi's now being called for a foul. 76-50 with still 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Leicester lead. It's a long way back for the Flyers from there. And of course that game matters not only in terms of this one, but in terms of the battle for playoff seedings. Leicester and Bristol fighting it out for 2nd. And that would take the head-to-head for Leicester, which would be the tiebreaker should the 2 teams finish level.
This might be a long quarter, fellas. 7 minutes to go, already in team fouls. The Lions are spending those fouls like they're unlimited.
There have been 8 fouls in this quarter, 5 on London, 3 on Surrey, and as you say, 3 minutes and 2 seconds, that's a lot of fouls. He's got the size. He gets called for the travel.
There's a technical foul. Tomislav Zubcic, the reaction overzealous there, and you can see that initial travel call there on the replay, and then the reaction was not to the pleasing of the referee, who calls the technical.
Well, remarkably, given all the fouls that have gone on, that is only his first. So Lawrence will shoot the technical free throw. Surrey lead by 3.
What a strange start to this 3rd quarter here. A lot of it spent on whistles and on the line.
just making sure that Leicester Bristol finishes before we finish. We're just slowing our game down.
Yeah.
Let them get a head start.
All part of the plan here, people. Keep watching.
Is Lawrence off the mark for 3? Salawati back to Taylor. Off the ball foul called on Carey for pushing Zubcic. That's their team fourth. So less than 4 minutes gone in the quarter. There it is. And both teams over the limit. Taylor for 3. Batted out by Urban, and with a little help from Sholawade, they get the ball back. Only for 3. That's off the mark. London, an uncharacteristic 4 of 18 from 3-point range.
Yeah, really struggling to knock the ball down from long range tonight. Surrey doing a good job of closing out with a hand up.
Zubcic, he's going to try his luck from behind the arc, and he knocks it down. His first of the game.
That's a big one. They needed it to go, and you can see that this game has not really much flow to it. One part because both teams keep fouling, but also there's not real fluidity on offense. Oh, who's
Taylor with the steal. Urban bringing it back. Urban lays it in, and the London Lions are in front with 5:22 to go in the third. And Lloyd Gardner calls a timeout.
Just like that, a 3-point shot made, then another turnover from the Surrey Scorchers, who have been a little bit careless with the basketball in this third quarter. And the London Lions make them pay. And it's Urban again, this time with the finish in the open floor.
Well, London Lions back in the place they want to be, with the title just minutes away if they can stay there. 15 minutes left in the game. They are ahead. Leicester are ahead. The title is on. Lloyd Gardner with this timeout, just trying to keep his team. He said it in his pre-game interview, just be there at the end and see what happens, because if it's a close game at the end, all the pressure is on London at that point.
Yeah, agreed. And it's been it was a relatively bright start to the third quarter for the Surrey Scorchers, and then the fouls started happening and disrupted their own rhythm as well. But this is what they've got to be careful of. The London Lions, that high ball pressure, the hands in the passing lane, those are the things that are going to create turnovers for the Surrey Scorchers, and 11 turnovers now for them.
Well, we have one result in the British Basketball League tonight. I don't know what happened in the second half up in Newcastle, because that game was tied when Nat gave us the score at halftime. But Cheshire have won by 19, 72-91, a 33-point fourth quarter for the Phoenix as they bounce back from last week's disappointment, last week's heartbreak in the trophy final.
Well, encouraging for all the Cheshire Phoenix fans, because you never know how a team's going to react when you lose a heartbreaker like that. There's always a happy and sad, isn't it, reaction to a close game. And of course, we've seen the highlights, we've seen the outcome, we've seen the elation of everyone in Scotland and Caledonia, but it's how the Cheshire Phoenix are going to respond to that devastating loss for them. They responded with a 19-point win up in Newcastle.
A down patch on the floor. I don't know whether there's a leak in the ceiling or something, but the referees are going to call for a little time out there while they sort that one out to try and... Must be dripping from the roof. Is it? Fascinating. I think the young fellow with the mob is being told to sit very close, keep an eye on it to deal with it. Well, Sam Decker's come out. He'll sort it out. Just needs a brolly, really, rather than a mob.
Oh, such British weather today.
Yeah.
It even rains on us when we're inside.
Well, they couldn't surely couldn't surely abandon the game when the title's on the line here, but apparently it's from the air conditioning units. There have been 2 games in the history of BBL that have been cancelled for rain.
Can I have a guess at what venue it was?
Go on then.
Crystal Palace?
One of them was at Crystal Palace.
There you go.
It was London City Royals against Leicester. You want to guess the other one? It was the cycling centre in Manchester. It was the old Manchester Giants, also against Leicester Riders. I'm trying to think when it was. It would have been in the 90s, I should imagine, mid-90s. And the game was abandoned after about 4 minutes for a leak in the roof. But I don't think we'll be seeing that. I think they will sort this out now. Because it's happened before, it's a condensation thing out of the roof, apparently. They've dealt with it before, and I would imagine that somebody will be sat very close to the court with a towel or something, dealing with it, but not an ideal way to get through the game.
I mean, the comfort we've got, or me and Mike have got, is sitting next to a guy with 3 decades of stories while we wait for things to get mocked up here. So we start from the beginning then.
So Worthing Bears, when they won the league title, they were actually an hour late for the game. They got stuck on the motorway, and we thought, oh, Leicester have a chance here, because Leicester needed to win to try and book a playoff place. And Worthing had been stuck on a bus. They got about 4 minutes warm up and didn't really affect them. They were up 20 at the end of the first quarter. Absolutely dominated the game. So that's game one. Game 2. Sadly, I don't remember what game 2 was, but there we go. There we go. So just need a bit of kitchen towel. That sorts the problem out.
That's one of the best pieces of equipment in my house that we do every shop every week. A kitchen roll, paper towels. It's got so much usage. From basketball arenas to kitchen tops.
Well, we're back underway, fortunately. And just to remind you, London are 2 points ahead and are on their way to the title. Here's Wang, late in the shot clock, getting his way to the basket, can't convert. Jack Domney with the offensive rebound. And Jack Domney with the mid-range is short. Nelson. Zubcic takes the 3 off the mark. Wang with the rebound. Foley. Jack Domney backing down to the hook, and he converts.
And great job from Jack Domney picking up where he left off. I think even on the play before, he should have taken it inside rather than that jump shot. Stick to what you know and what you've been successful at.
Nelson with Zubcic rolling to the rim and unable to convert. Inside to Jack Domney again, and there's going to be a foul in there, I think. Ward Hibbett had a little grab at him.
They've come back up.
Stolen away. Wang in the open court. Wang! Oh, he misses the jam off the back of the ring.
Oh dear, Paddy Wang will want that one back. Has to convert it.
Nelson to the finger roll. Flanagan with the rebound, trying to force it back up. Here's Carey from behind the arc, rims out.
Quarter. Just because of his range and his ability to score the basketball. That time Mo Sholawadi was taking no chances and jumped out. And the jump out was a little too aggressive.
And Coach Schmidt taking no chances. Sholawadi's just picked up his third foul, so he will sit down. Oh no, he won't. Turban is coming out of the game. He walked to his coach, thought it was a sub, but it was actually just a conversation. Put Scorchers back in front, and now for the third of three free throws. And he makes them all. Scorchers up two.
Hitting a three and then getting to the line, knocking down three free throws in a row. Could be just the thing McFoley needs to get that offensive spark going.
Nelson trying to get the spot going for London and doing exactly that.
That's a good play. Ball moved around and found its way to Luke Nelson, who was locked and loaded and knocks it down.
again for three. Not this time. It falls to Camarganen. London looking to add to their 1-point lead with 45 seconds to go here in the third. Taylor curling into the key. Has it knocked away and came down with it, so it'll be a travelling violation.
Good effort there from the London Lions. Taylor going up. Thought the ball got brushed, but comes back down with it. That's a trap.
He was looking for options, wasn't he? But there wasn't any on. Defense made things very difficult for him there.
Kicks out to Steele. Blocked by Nelson. Steele gets it back. Shot clock is low. Jack Domney is able. Martin is able to score underneath. Oh, it's stolen away by McFolin. Oh, he misses the layup. He gets it at the second attempt, though.
Goodness me.
Last couple of seconds. Cholowani going quick, gets it away. And he lays it in on the buzzer. Well, there was everything going on there at the end of the third quarter. But we have come to the end of the third quarter here at the Copper Box. 62-65, the Scorchers lead.
Wow, what an erratic finish to that third quarter. If only they were able to inject a little bit of that energy a little bit sooner, because that was a start-stop quarter. No real rhythm from either club.
Yeah, I felt like we got a taste of all that action because the quarter had been so slow, but, you know, turnovers, finishes, but big quarter of action.
We'll have the fourth quarter and see if London can win the league title when we return. Welcome back to the Copper Box in London, where the Lions are potentially 10 minutes from the title, but they have to win, and they trail by 1. Surrey with the opening possession. Oh, it's thrown away and out of bounds for a London ball.
And this is the thing, when London Lions decide to turn up the pressure, you can see how uncomfortable it makes Surrey Scorchers react, and on that occasion, that was a quite straightforward turnover there, flung out of bounds.
Here's Nelson, cross court, Ward Hibbett in the corner, off the mark for 3, still struggling from behind the arc.
That three ball is not dropping, is it? 6 for 22 now.
Here's Steele. Loses the ball. It's out of bounds, and it will stay with the Scorchers.
Wow, Josh Steele got clobbered there from Pomegan, whose energy reacted.
He certainly did. The look on his face.
Well, some debate about the shot clock, and it will go to 14 for Surrey. Stolen away by Ward Hibbert. The defense just starting to turn up a little bit here from London. Turning up the heat. Nelson trying to turn up the heat at the offensive end, but doesn't get it to drop.
And in a game when the 3 points aren't dropping, you've got to start looking at getting aggressive downhill towards the basket. Got to get something going inside. See that ball go through the basket.
Dengby in the corner. Taylor with the rebound.
Excellent close-up by Josh Ward Hibbert there in the corner.
Ward Hibbert with the finish.
Beautiful movement on the baseline from Josh Ward Hibbert. He didn't stay still, kept moving and got his Joshua Ward with a very crafty reverse.
Dengby spinning into trouble and throwing it out of bounds for a London ball.
Things getting very choppy and physical inside. Teo Oganyemi not rewarded with a foul on that call. Lions ball.
Well, Wang and Lawrence return. Urban comes back for London. Lions 8-20 away. Leading only by 1 though. They'll have a little run here just to give themselves some breathing space. Morgan underneath and he'll flush it. And Lloyd Gardner will call for time here. 8:07 on the clock. It's a 3-point Lions lead.
Good catch and finish for the British big man, who was able to keep his composure and finishes with a dunk. Nice feed there for the point guard.
Great job to keep his hands on the ball. Power up for a big slam. And I know it's only 2 points, but a dunk like that will help energize this crowd that's on the line.
Well, that's exactly it. They've been vocal, but plays like that just turns the decibels up a little more, gets the juices in the building going a bit more.
They do indeed, and you can feel it. I did say I felt positive energy in this building, and the positivity seems to have amped up a little bit. They're trying to win on their team. If they can secure this win today, they'll see the club lift a league title, something they weren't able to do last year.
Sorry, you feel you need to come out of this timeout. And the next 2 or 3 plays have to be good ones. I'm not saying they have to go on a big run or anything, but they can allow London to go on a run, get 7 or 8 points ahead, the crowd up, and the wind in their sails.
You said it right there. I think the defensive effort has to be made right now from the Surrey Scorchers. They've already managed to let this team get a 3-point lead on them. They don't want any more bleeding to happen. Get stops and get good shots down the other end. And essentially score more points than the other team. That's how you win basketball games, guys.
I thought for a second that came off Lawrence, but it was Ward Hibbert who deflected it out of bounds. It is that sort of analysis, Tuck, that sets you apart from the rest of us.
I'll be here all night, guys.
Where's our colleague in that all-time leading scorers list, Dan?
Mike Tuck?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a long way off. He's a long way off. I don't know, is he off the top of my head? Here's Lawrence off the mark. Rebound Solowadi.
I thought he scored a few points over the years.
He got a couple of bucks.
Just a couple.
A few top of the key threes.
That's it. A couple of shimmy fadeaways in the post.
Here's Urban, long 2. Knocks it down.
He has been that consistent pillar, isn't he, offensively? That'll be 17 points personal now for Ruban, who started this game off electrifying with 9 points in the first quarter.
Lawrence. Wang driving down the lane, not loose by Taylor. Camargan diving on the floor, London come up with it.
What a play there from the big man, getting low, getting there first, and securing a possession for his team.
Kicked out to Ward Hibbert. Foul called, and that'll be on the floor. The answer to your question, Ant, is number 30 on the list, is where you'll find Mike Tuck with his 4,297 points.
Nice. Very nice. Well played, Mike Tuck.
Thank you, sir.
I'd look up where you were. It'd take me a long time to scroll down.
Yeah, longevity wasn't on my side.
Taylor bullying his way to the basket, but he's blocked at the second attempt by Johnson.
Athletic play there from Johnson, protecting the rim. He's done well.
Carey at the free throw line, not quite.
It's a good shot for Cole Carey, though. We've seen him have some big games this year, and there seems to be some more condensation on the court.
No, that's sweat from body sliding across the floor this time, I think.
Oh, good analysis of the liquid on the court there. Stan Rollins broke that down.
Yeah. Liquid on the court analysis from Dan Leverage.
Well, this guy's been here for so long, he goes above and beyond just the basketball.
That's from an air conditioner. That's sweat. That's rain.
It's all different degrees of liquid.
A water bottle incident on the corner there.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Water.
Well, London with a 5-point lead, trying to put this one away with 6 to play. Zubcic, his little hook is short. Carey, 5 on the shot clock. Pat's a little behind. Wang has got a long way to work here. And he's got a big man to get round. He manages to do that and he scores. Does he? Or does he? Was that in time? The referees are going to chat this one over as to whether that shot was off in time. No, is my take from that replay. They don't get a replay. Great call by the official there without replay to see that in real time and get that one spot on.
Great job from the guys in pink.
Zubcic again trying to use his size. Can't convert, but Johnson fouls him. It's only his third, given the early fouls he got. Zubcic will go to the line.
Yeah, smart take there from the London Lions. Recognizing the height difference. Zubcic using his size. Aggressive move to the basket. Trip to the line.
They're just starting to get a little bit of daylight here. Their biggest lead of the game has been 7. And they've got there again. Stolen away by Urban. Ward Hibbert has it. Ward Hibbert. Bodies all over the place, but Ward Hibbert scores.
Well, that's falling skills on the ground, and Ward Hibbert's the one who able to burst his way through the rim, and Aaron Best almost gets another steal.
Well, the momentum with the London Lions now, 74-65. 5 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Sideline ball to Surrey. There's a lot going on. Got to keep your eyes everywhere in this game. Pressure on Wang. Well, 5 minutes to go here. It is all over in Leicester, and it has been a comfortable night for the Riders. 106-89. They have beaten the Bristol Flyers. And that is a great result for Leicester because it'll help them in their battle for second. It's an unbelievable result for the London Lions because it now means they are 4 minutes and 51 seconds away from the title. 9 points they lead. A win secures them the lead. Here's Steele. Step back from Lawrence, and he knocks it down. Surrey are not going to hand it to them.
No, it's a good-looking shot from Andrew Lawrence as well. And he's one of these individuals that, when healthy, brings so much to this team. Court vision experience, but plays like that, where he's able to score the basketball of his own creation.
Nelson for three. Got it! Steve Nelson. Oh, come back 30 years. It's Luke Nelson.
We're time traveling, but Luke Nelson is able to knock it down, and what an aggressive look at the rim there. He caught it, shot it instantly, and it was the bottom of the net.
And a turnover by the Scorchers, and you can feel it here. The shift has moved. There's Steve. Steve would have knocked that shot down. Steve would have hit that shot. Well, a big smile on his face. He and Luke will become the first ever father and son duo to win the league in British basketball. The closest we ever had, Jeff Jones, was a runner-up twice, pre-BBL days. His son James did win the league, but we've not had father and son winning league titles before, but we are 4 minutes away from that happening. Here's Ward Hibbert now, and he knocks down the triple. They weren't going earlier, but suddenly the threes are flying in for the London Lions.
Well, it was only a matter of time. The percentages were not looking healthy. They couldn't get it to go consistently, but they've just opened up this fourth quarter. 13-point lead. It has been because of their defense and the ability to knock down the three.
Yeah, that's it. Timing is everything. In a game where they've struggled beyond the arc, the London Lions here really picked it up, knocking down a couple big shots here in the fourth quarter to help seal this win for the league title.
A sixth assist for Luke Nelson, finding Ward Hibbert in the corner, and Sam Decker loving that on the bench. And they are almost home, London. Surrey have given a great fight of it, but they look here in the fourth like their race has been run. The one thing we've learned from watching Ryan Schmidt coach over the course of this season is he doesn't go up and down really. Just in the timeouts, he'll draw up a play. This is what we do next. He keeps them on an even keel.
No, he does exactly that, and he's had to deal with different lineups, just like a lot of other clubs in this league this year with injuries, etc. But he's had the added fixtures of the Euro Cup to contend with as well. He's had the additional miles. But what I like about his mannerisms and his ability to, control the strings per se is his level keel down, like you said. He doesn't go too high, he doesn't go too low, and that's really good in times of adversity, but also in joyous occasions. They're 3 minutes and 48 seconds away from a really memorable victory in league championship. This guaranteed.
This will be London's 54th game of the season. Most of the rest of the league have played 20 less than that. And it has been, obviously, with the travel as well, a challenge for them to navigate it all. But they are almost on their way to the second prize of the season for them. And it's the league title as well, the one that shows you dominated across the course of the whole season. And he forced another turnover.
Great defensive effort there from Aaron Best, matching up against the big man.
Best trying to force it home. He'll go to the line for 2.
Good movement there from Aaron Best. He passed the ball inside to Tomislav Zubcic. Instead of ball watching and standing still, he's moving. And a bump there sends Best out of bounds and subsequently sends him to the free throw line.
Well, Surrey have been outscored in this quarter by 16 points to 2. They've been right there all the way through. But in the fourth, when it came to winning, London have done what they've done all season long. They've put things away whenever anybody has really challenged them. Steele stepped on the line, and Surrey's offense is just cratered here in the fourth.
Yeah, and those are things we talked about, those little things, those little careless turnovers and mistakes, fouls, all things that can add up down the stretch here. In a game where you're that close and there's still that much time, you've got to pay attention to detail.
Nelson, not this time.
Well, this London Knights defense really has influenced the game, though, and completely turned it on its head. 21 turnovers for the Surrey Scorchers.
And it was one of those things, as Lawrence hits the 3, we were talking about halftime, you were saying how they'd done a good job of that. And even they coughed one up late on. I think they only had 7 with about a minute to go in the first half.
That's the power of this London Knights team when they apply it with Joshua Hibbert. Drives baseline. I believe it's an and 1. I think they're going to give it. Drives baseline here. Then a strong move. Swiped down again by Hadiat Wang. It's a nice finish.
There's a couple times we've seen him drive and get acrobatic up and under moves. Joshua Hibbert adding to the arsenal.
Well, Zubcic and Nelson sit down. I feel that is probably the last they will be asked to do today. They have both delivered for their team. And I think we're in to celebration mode for the London Lions. They're still going to play defense, though. They're still going to force a turnover if they can. Into the last 2 minutes. Jack Domney, time running out. Martin has to get it away. He does get it away, and he's fouled. And he'll go to the line for a bonus.
It's a nice cut there from Ryan Martin. He saw Jack Domney was in the short corner there, and he cut all the way to the rim and then uses his body. Nice spin and finish with the right.
5th personal foul on Reuter Urban. His game is done, but 17 points and 8 rebounds. He certainly contributed a lot to it. Well, Martin getting a friendly bounce. But it only cuts the lead to 12. London just 100 seconds away. Best driving to the rim, tipped out to Martin. Martin's going to heave the 3 off the mark. Homagan gets his hands on the ball. Well, London have 6 games left in their campaign. Nobody has ever won the title with 6 games remaining. Homagan in the corner. Ward Hibbert to the rim. And as a percentage of their fixtures, 16.7%. That ties Kingston 1990-91 team in terms of most percentage of games left, and with 23 days left of the season, second only to Kingston, who had 26 days left. This is an all-time great team in terms of winning the league here.
Well, and they're already putting themselves in the history books. And this is one of the rosters really that we haven't seen for many years in this country. Humongous expectations for this roster coming in, and they were able to secure the BBL Cup in January, and now the league title, well, last day of March.
Well, Kingston of 1991 were playing at the highest level in Europe as well, and dominated the domestic competition. Actually only lost one game. They basically, if you're in their company, then you are in elite company. And London are in that bracket here this season, and they are 40 seconds away from claiming this league title. This will probably be their final offense. Certainly their final shot. And it's knocked down by Taylor. Jack Domney. Lawrence it is who fires from the corner. Shalawadi with the rebound, and the shot clock is off. The time will tick down, and the London Lions have broken records here. One of the all-time great league championship successes. Ryan Schmidt and his team have won the league.
Well, and that's what they were set out to do. Want to do this very feat, and they've done it really early in the season, Dan. Very few blemishes on that record of theirs. They've had to travel from Turkey to the UK, from Greece to the UK, from France to the UK. They've had a monstrous schedule at times, but what they have done is they stayed true to the domestic plan, the plan to win the league, and today they are crowned British Basketball League champions.
Incredible moment for Ryan Schmidt. We forget how young he is, how relatively new he is how relatively early he is, in his coaching career. But all he seems to do is win. He's won in Canada. He's come over here. He's won here as well.
No, I mean, look, they say it's not a coincidence, is it? You bring something to every different organization, and there's a reason why you win. And you mentioned it on comms there as well, that he's a guy that is really quite detailed in his approach, and I like his mental resilience, because he's so level-headed. Again, he's not one of these coaches that you see lose composure. He's one of these guys that I think instills confidence in his players, and his players have delivered.
And they certainly have. And Luke Nelson, a tremendous performance tonight. We started off talking about his dad winning it 30 years ago to the very day, and he's matched that feat in the first father and son to win a league title. That's an incredible achievement for him and Steve.
It really is, and it's great to see Steve in the crowd, and you can see the size of his smile. He knows what it feels like to win a league championship. It's the best feeling ever. And look, the smiles are, okay, I've got one, but you've got one now as well, son. And Luke Nelson had a really good game today as well. You can just tell that he was focused in his approach, and he knew the magnitude of this.
Steve can tell Luke, I've got two, mate. I've got 2 league titles. You've got to keep going.
Luke's got time. He's got time.
Well, these are the moments that you play for, and they brought Steve out to do the presentation. First of all, let's get some reaction with our MVP, Wojtek Herban. It's with Mike.
Herban, a historic win tonight, the first team to win the title with 6 games left in the season. How does it feel to be a part of that?
Obviously great. That's why we work hard all season. We love this feeling. We want to win everything, and this is the next step. So we got still a lot of things to play. It's good to have 6 rounds to go, so we can now focus a little bit more towards Euro Cup and its playoffs. So it's good we will be able to finish today.
Let's talk about the game a little bit. A very even affair through the first half. What was going wrong for you guys there?
Well, we're a little bit downside, so we need a lot of energy and a lot of shooting from outside to tip the games on our side, and we didn't have that in the first half. Our energy was a little bit low. We didn't make some open shots, and Surrey played a good game. They played without the pressure, and they're making shots.
And then moving on to the second half, a very chippy third quarter, but you guys really picked it up in the fourth, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, that's right. We make it a dogfight, and we needed that. And then we made some tough plays in the end, some clutch shots, and hope we'll be able to finish the game.
You guys have played 54 games so far this season. What's that been like in terms of load management and just sticking with it?
Well, load management should be a factor, but we have so many guys down that we don't have a time for load management. Basically, we played the last 2 months with eight healthy guys, so we just need to keep calm and fight through it.
A big win here tonight, the league title. What's next for you guys on your plate?
Obviously, the season will still go in. We want to win every game that's ahead of us. What we look forward to the Euro Cup playoffs, that's our focus going to be in the next 14 days, because obviously that's a big game, and we have a great opponent to prepare to.
Ruben, congratulations on the title.
Thank you very much.
The big names stepped up once again for the London Lions, most notably tonight our MVP, Wojciech Ruban. Brilliant performance from him when they needed it.
He played big minutes tonight as well. He shot the ball exceptionally well. Like I said, just his movement. He's got that quick release. He's such an efficient player. But yeah, he came up big to take them over the line.
We inevitably concentrate on the offense, but defensively, in the fourth quarter, the squeeze was put on Surrey. London didn't let them score for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and that's London's MO. As I mentioned, they're a defensive-minded team. They really ramped it up in that fourth quarter to make sure the job was done.
Put this in context. We heard Dan and Anne and Mike in comms talk about how no other team has won the title with this many games to spare. Are we watching one of the all-time great BBL teams?
I'm going to put it up there. Obviously, back in Mike Tuck's days against Kingston and the likes, there have been some great teams in the BBL. But this new era of BBL, the Lions have been impressive.
All right then, and they get their spoils, because in the building is the BBL Championship trophy, which this London side is about to get its hands on. So I'll get back to Anne and Dan.
Thank you very much, Nat. Yes, this is the moment. This is what all the hard work is about. You go all the way back to pre-season when they started out, going the miles, going abroad to get that team chemistry, work it all through together. The travels all over this country and all over Europe. These are the moments as a player you play for.
That's exactly it, Dan. And when you win the league as well, it means you've been the best team, of course, but you've been the most consistent team. This isn't a thing that you can randomly win. You have to be the best team night in, night out. And this London Lions team have done that. They've got themselves in a position where they were the most part that the whole league was chasing them, which means the target was on their back. There was a period of time too where they were getting the best efforts of every club that they played, but it's the London Lions that got it done.
Well, here are the mementos to celebrate the achievement, and it is the 1993 league champion Steve Nelson handing out the awards, and every single one of these guys has contributed somewhere along the way, but they've all done something. Taylor, I mean, you almost forget how they were before Taylor. He just seems like he's been here all the way through as a guy. But this is a nice moment for Steve Nelson to present a medal to his son Luke here.
Well, very, very rare occasion this ever happens, and you're like the school teacher who teaches the parents, and then the children of the parents. You've seen that sort of the generations go on, but what a remarkable thing. I think the feat of Steve Nelson to be able to present his son with a league title. Excellent.
And we've talked about the injuries they've had over the course of the year. Not everybody going up to get a medal is in uniform, because they're still dealing with all of that.
Yeah, they've had their own, adversities there, and key guys as well missing, but again, Coach Ryan Smith's able to navigate them through that, and they've been able to have additions. Taylor, you mentioned, he was seamless when he got brought into this team, and here's the guy.
Well, Sam Decker gets his hands on the league trophy. He turns to his teammates just to show it with them, and we need the moment here as Sam Decker welcomes up the rest of the team. Oh, they're still giving out medals. Missed that bit.
It's a big roster, Dan. Really big roster. It's one of the biggest rosters we've seen in British Basketball League history. It took a number of guys' efforts to get them to this point.
Well, Josh Sharma, another one of the walking wounded for the London Lions, getting his medal.
Once more, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure for the captain, Sam Decker, to lift.
Well, now is the moment. Sam Decker, front and centre. He's getting advice from his teammates as to how to do this. Everybody comes in. Sam Decker with the trophy and the 2023 BBL champions of the London Lions.
They've done it, and now they get to reap the rewards. The season's not over, but that relief of being able to contain and conquer that trophy, the league title, sits with the London Lions.
Well, big smiles all around, and they will enjoy this. Very big, they have a game again on Sunday, but they will, I'm sure, enjoy this this moment. And these are the photos that you look back on. These are the videos that you watch back, the clips on social media, that when you get to your end of the career, these are the things that you look back on with great fondness.
It's a true story, you know, when you live it, when you're in it, you're already on to the next thing, and you're motivated by getting more, you have a taste of it. But it's not until after, when you step away from your career, and they can look back at this in 10 years' time and think, you know, remember back in 2023 when we swept the league? You know, it's one of those situations, and again, with pride, you look back, priceless moments.
Well, the London Lions were made to work for it here today. Surrey pushed them all the way to the fourth quarter, but in the end, they had the quality to see it home, and they were able to get that celebration that occasionally it looked like we might have to wait a few days. And there is, this picture will definitely be writ large somewhere in the Nelson household. 2 generations of league champions posing with the cup. An absolutely incredible moment for those two. Well, it's time now that we get some reaction. Let's go over to Nat.
Delighted to be joined by Coach Ryan Schmidt. Coach, tell us about this incredible group of players you've got. What it's like working with them.
Oh, it's incredible. You know, I think, you know, it's, seasons are long, right? And again, we started this back in August and September. You know, obviously playing domestically in the BBL, Euro Cup, the trophy, the cup. It's a lot of games, a lot of travel. You know, but these guys have showed up to work, and they've been professional through and through from day one. I'm just happy for these guys. Obviously, championships are won by organizations, and, you know, we got a great ownership group. We got great management. Our GM, Brett Berman, did a heck of a job putting this roster together. You know, good coaching staff. So I'm just happy to see us, you know, be able to capitalize, you know, win the regular season championship and kind of move into playoff mode.
You talk about the different fronts that you've been battling on all season. That's the ambition with this club. And we were talking about it pre-game, the almost metronomic minute management, roster management that you have to apply. How big a challenge as a coach has that been for you this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big challenge, but I think it's also the fun part of the job. You know, so I think also, too, you know, again, trying to figure out, a lot of times it hasn't been by choice. You know, we've had a lot of injuries that we've endured. It's actually been, you know, pretty crazy, to be honest with you. The amount of injuries we've had, guys in and out of the lineup. You know, I haven't seen it, but the amount of different starting lineups we've had. But again, I just think we have a resilient group. You know, and every single night it's going to be somebody different. You know, I think like tonight, Josh Ward-Hibbert did an unbelievable job coming in the second half. I thought he changed the tempo of the game. You know, same thing with Mo. And, we got 2 guys that are injured with Bradley and Zam that have done that at different times during the season as well. So, I know, Sam gets a lot of the attention and, Voida and all these guys, but it's, like I said, championships are won by organizations. I think you saw that again tonight.
Domestically, you're dominating this season, as we heard in commentary. No team has won the BBL championship with so many games to spare, so it is an historic title win. You've got the cup in the bag. The playoffs are obviously coming up, and Europe as well. Let's talk about Europe. How pleased are you with the progress the team has made over the season playing in Europe?
Yeah, I think really pleased. I think when you look back at where we were in October, November, we were getting blown out in some games. And I think a lot of it was just, we needed time together. It's a brand new team. We had 15, 16 new guys. That, again, it takes time to gel when you're put into something like this together. And then on top of that, you're playing some really good basketball teams. So teams that are used to playing with one another, they have continuity, they have chemistry. And we were bringing in guys that are all coming into a brand new coach, a brand new system, brand new role. So that takes kind of time. But I think over the course of the season, be able to see the progress. And even again, some results didn't go our way, but you look back at the Tel Aviv game, Gran Canaria, and most recently Turk Telecom, you're right there with some of the, European powers in this competition. So again, really pleased with what we've done. We got a tough draw in the playoffs. We'll go to Barcelona and give it our best shot.
You talk about a brand new coach. How special is this title win in particular going to be for you in your first full season as a head coach here?
Oh, it's going to be, these are ones that you'll remember for your entire career. I actually told this group that a few weeks ago. I said just how much I appreciate them letting me coach them. They're very, very receptive to coaching. And, again, I said this is a group that I'll remember forever because being my first full year here in London, coaching the Euro Cup with this group of guys, you always remember the first season you kind of went through all the ups and downs and be able to fight through everything. So, yeah, this is something I'll remember forever.
Last one for you, Coach. You got a game on Sunday and, of course, a lot of ball to play this season. How big are the celebrations going to be tonight?
Not too big. Obviously, we'll celebrate and, enjoy the moment. These guys deserve it. But for us, obviously, too, even though we've clinched this, I know this sounds like coach speak, but we've got to continue to try to play our best basketball. We know what's the line ahead for us, and we've kind of just been in the mode these last couple of weeks of trying to build consistent habits that are going to carry us through the playoffs.
It is very coach speak, but I think you've earned that right tonight. Congratulations. Go and enjoy the celebrations. I'll grab that from you. Thanks very much, Coach. Congratulations. We're going to be joined by Luke Nelson now. There we go, Luke. Grab that. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How special, in particular, was this win for you tonight in front of your dad?
I mean, I'm blessed to say that he's been a very big part of my basketball career. From a young age, he's been at a lot of games. So, yeah, of course it's special to have him here, but, I feel like it's always been special. So, obviously, winning, a big championship is always a big deal, no matter who's in the crowd, no matter who's around. So, just to see him there and get him on the court, have him present, I think was really cool for him. Obviously, he won it. I think someone told me 30 years ago to the day.
Yeah. You're the first father and son to win BBL championships. Yeah,
right,
so
that's right, then.
History making.
Yeah.
You've played with a lot of great teams. How does this one shape up in terms of your experience, your career? Talk us through playing with this group of players.
I think this is probably the highest level I've played at. Euro Cup is a very competitive league. A lot of teams, a lot of talent, a lot of great coaching, a lot of great systems and defenses. So to compete on that level, you need to match it, and I think they've definitely done that. But also the idea with a nice English core, get the young English guys involved as well, which I think is really important. So just being a part of it has been a really good experience for me.
Let's touch on tonight briefly. Pretty even affair through the first half, a valiant effort from the Surrey Scorchers. What changed for you guys through the second half?
It's hard to say. I don't know if there's one thing necessarily, but I felt like we had to change our mentality a little bit. We weren't. I mean, you saw fourth quarter how hard we play. We're on the floor. We're scrambling on defense. We're forcing tough shots, and I don't think we had that edge in the first half. For whatever reason, I couldn't tell you, but we definitely brought it second half.
Yeah. Congratulations again, Luke.
Thank you, Kieran. Thank you, Mister.
Thanks for being back in the UK. I just want you to think about, you're in London, home crowd, father in the stands.
Yeah.
Have you ever been reflecting on just being back in the UK and playing ball at a high level?
It's funny because in the midst of the season, I don't really realize it. But when you kind of step back and look at it from the outside, you can see, I get to spend time with my family and which I haven't really had a chance to do. But when you're in the thick of it, you're traveling, you got games, all you're thinking about is the next game. So you don't really get to see it until days like today when my dad gets to come and present. So it's been a really special experience.
And I guess as well, it must dawn on you, you must realise just how inspirational you are as an individual, this team is, a whole generation of fans watching this dominant London Lions team. British basketball's in really good shape right now, isn't it?
I like to think so. I don't think we focus on that. I think that's kind of a natural kind of side effect, which is a great thing for the English game. You know, selfishly, we want to win. You know, whatever happens outside of that is, you know, positive or negative, it is what it is. We want to win, and it's great to see that, like, now we have that spotlight on us that we are getting that attention, and the game can grow. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing.
You deserved it, you've earned it, and indeed earned some celebrations tonight. Congratulations, go and enjoy it. Thanks for joining us, we appreciate it. Brilliant stuff, Luke Nelson there. And as Kieran said, it is so important that this London Lions team, the league champions, has at the core of it a Team GB unit led by Luke Nelson.
Yeah, like I said, the future's always bright. Anytime they're getting European exposure as well, which is huge. You know, the more players we can get playing at high-level Europe, the better it is for our national team. So that's the selfishness in me. But at the same time, it's great to see players being able to contribute and develop on the court.
All right, brilliant stuff from London. We know what's happened here and what it means for the BBL Championship. But as we discussed with both Luke and Coach Schmidt, still the small matter of the playoffs coming your way. So a lot of important games still to play in the regular season. And Manchester, boy, they're going to be a dangerous side when the playoffs come around. They are the #1 scoring offense in the BBL right now, and they put up 109 points against a hapless Plymouth City Patriots side this evening anyway. And Plymouth in freefall right now, which is in principle good news for Newcastle, who are scrapping at the bottom end of the BBL table to land that final spot. But they couldn't capitalise on it because Cheshire bounced back from their trophy heartbreak last week to take down the Eagles 91-72. Leicester, as we know, of course, because it was an instrumental result as far as the Lions were concerned, beating Bristol. That is a crucial result as far as the playoffs are concerned, because Leicester are gunning for that #2 seed. What price a Leicester-London rematch in the playoff final, and confirmation with that London Lions win here over Surrey, who kept it tight, of course, for most of the game. It means the Lions are champions. And there it is. In Technicolor, London securing the title. We'll say it one more time because it is an accolade worth emphasizing. They've won the league sooner than any other team in BBL history. 54 points, the magic number. They got there today with the win and with Bristol's defeat. Bristol stay in second, but you'll see that Leicester have 2 games in hand on the Flyers. So that is going to be a fascinating run, and particularly with Manchester as well in the top 4, picking up momentum. Caledonia, Cheshire, Sheffield and Plymouth make up the other playoff spots right now. Surrey out of the reckoning, and Newcastle, well, they've got to put a run together if they're going to be featuring in the post-season. And speaking of which, they're in action on Sunday against Surrey. So Surrey back in action after this against Newcastle at 2 p.m. tip. Plymouth will look to bounce back against Leicester. Bristol take on the champs London. Caledonia, Manchester and Cheshire, Sheffield wrap up a full slate of games on Sunday, which means we are going to be in Manchester next Friday night to watch the freewheeling Manchester Giants in action against the Cheshire Phoenix. That is on Sky Sports Action as usual. It's a 7:30 p.m. on air for a 7:45 tip. And there we see Coach Ryan Schmidt and his family celebrating the first of what I'm sure will be many championships for him as the London Lions head coach. A brilliant performance from his team, put under a lot of pressure, weren't they? But they did what all champions do, came out at the clutch when it mattered, and they have closed down the title with daylight between them and the rest of the BBL. Brilliant stuff from the Lions. They will be reveling in their win tonight. We'll see you next Friday. Bye for now.
Today is the day that I'm gonna change the game. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer.